Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more of Pokemon Go. We are covering 2.5 weeks worth of Pokemon Go from before because we had small little clips, including starting off with a Raikou right here. We've fought Entei's in raids, we have fought Suicune in raids, but we never ever even seen a Raikou, let alone fight one. And here I'm catching it with my own Pokeballs, and on the first Great Ball, I get it. How? Well, you know that you can do those research events that you get from Pokestops, and if you complete one a day, you get a stamp for the day, and if you get 7 stamps in a row, you get a breakthrough. Well, that's how I got this thing. That's pretty cool. Funnily enough, though, this was done on the 18th of January, and it was literally the only thing that happened that day, so I didn't think that was worth a whole video on. So I saved the clip for, well, until I had more. Speaking of which,
3 days later,
I was able to hatch a Dratini on the 22nd of January. So, yeah, I actually had enough candy as a result of that to evolve one of my Dragonairs into a Dragonite. Now, I know Dragonite doesn't require so much candy to the point that it's like a milestone, like 400 for Terra or for Gyarados or something of the like, but because, you know, dragons are hard to come by, this was worth keeping on camera. Plus, once again, that was the only thing that kind of happened on that day, so, you know, I kind of had to put more to it. So we're kind of building up a video, as you can see.
1 week later.
Yeah, a long while until I got something noteworthy. A level up! Yay! I actually decided to purposely wait until I was about to level up to record. Oh, and a Bronzor, because I need them. This isn't why I'm recording, however. I mean, the level up was initially the thing. I was just gonna, like, you know, keep that in and maybe keep this in as well, just to have a little bit of meat to the video. But that was actually kind of unnecessary. This is just giving me stuff to catch up on, post-commentary wise, because once again I'm post-commentating all this if that wasn't already obvious enough. Don't have that many Bronzongs, but that is a Pokemon I have not actually shown on camera for catching, because it's a Gen 4 mon, so that's actually worth. Ignore the little notifications that keep going on top of the screen right now, because one of the major things about this clip is that I'm just walking down, doing whatever, just playing the game, wondering, is there anything else I need to record, or do I just end the recording? Well, something appeared that I didn't actually expect to appear, and I haven't seen it in the wild, and I've already evolved a bunch of Snover in order to catch it. Friggin' a Bomber Snow just appeared out of nowhere, and pretty decent level as well, funnily enough. As I said, already caught a bunch of Snover. Not really much else to say about that. It's been cold around here, and yet we're technically supposed to be on the entrance of spring right now, so it's like, okay, grass, ice type, I don't know what else to say really. I just caught this thing because it just appeared out of nowhere. I was just recording and bang. But that did actually allow me to complete my research notes, because as I said just at the beginning of this video, how we got the Raikou, well, that was actually my final stamp that I needed to get 7 in a row to get a breakthrough. So I tap it, I now have my box ready, which he's telling me about, but because the mission that I had already just completed gave me a wild Pokemon, this is not the box encounter, which I was confused about, because I'm like, seriously? A Cubone of all things? That's what's part of the research breakthrough? Nah, that was just a red herring, because that was what was required for what we just completed. So I caught that thing, get it out of the way, going straight back to Professor What's-His-Face, Professor Willow, I couldn't remember his name on top of my head there, and then it just popped in. Breakthrough, get a Sinnoh Stone, which we need to evolve other Gen Mons into Gen 4 Mons, like Piloswine and Mamoswine, and bang! Articuno! When gyms got renovated and legendary raids were a thing, the first legends were obviously the legendary birds, and the first of those was Articuno, because Uno, Spanish #1. We fought about 5 of these things on camera, and we couldn't even catch one. I think we had the chance to capture about 2 of those 5, and yet I couldn't catch one. It was ridiculous, and I did a few more off screen as well, if you remember, back in the years. But because we can use our own Pokeballs, give that Ultra Ball into its face, and bang, Articuno. Didn't need a fight in the end. Only had to take me a good while in order to build up the research notes. But hey, I got an Articuno, so that's cool. And that was pretty much the clip. And that was pretty much meaty enough, a 5-minute video to be, you know, standalone vid. But I may bump into more stuff along the way, so I thought I'll keep this under my hat until we have something, you know, to make it a little bit more on the meaty side. And, speaking of which, today is that day!
Several days later.
Yes, so now I'm starting off with my friend code. There's a reason for that, so jot that down, please. I mean, I'll probably put it in the description below as well. Today is the 6th of February. We are now on par. Yeah, all those small little clips was like pretty much the 2.5 weeks. So I'm going to my research notes right now. A Ripple in Time, which is the Mew. Make 3 new friends. That's the reason why I show my friend code. Spooky Message. I need to go to 5 new Pokestops I haven't been yet. Mythical Discovery, which is the Celebi. I need to evolve Magikarp, which is why it's now my partner, not a Phoebus. And I need to evolve a Grimer to get myself a guaranteed Meltan, which is still a thing. And this Ekans aside, which actually gives me time to talk about something, it was just appeared here, so I'm just going to catch it. Got an excellent there, which gave me another mission once again, but yes. Yeah, I need I just need at least 3 new friends in order to get that mission going, because I pretty much hit a brick wall with all these story research missions that we've got to get through. But I've already got my stamp for the day as well, so that's a problem. But yeah, if we be friends, I can give you some gifts. There'll be some free bonuses, and once we build up enough bonuses, we'll be able to battle online instead of being right next to each other. But we need to cover some updates. So first of all, keep it short and sweet for the rest of February, pretty much the entirety of February. The first of the Gen 4 legendaries, Palkia, is available in Legendary Raids, which is awesome. Second of all, we have pretty much all of the evolutions for Sinnoh now available via the Sinnoh Stone, which is just like, you know, a chuck away item to evolve. So that means you can now get Electabuzz into Electivire, Magmar to Magmortar. As I said before, my go-to example, Pillow-Swine and Mamoswine, so that's now a thing, because not all those evolutions were available. I was discussing that when it was on screen, because I thought I had a Rumble on my phone, and there was not a Pokemon, so that was my beat. But 2 days ago, Lunar New Year Pokemon Go, and this is actually still going right now, up until the 13th of Feb, so that's the thing, right before Valentine's, so there's probably going to be a special event for that. Most notably here is like 12 select Pokemon, including Spoink, because it's the year of the pig. You can also catch a shiny Spoink if you're lucky. On the day of the launch, they were more common. And finally, shiny Meltan for a limited time. Now, if you read this carefully, you might have to pause the video in order to read it, because I just leave it on screen for a little bit. It's basically saying that if you use your mystery box that you get from transferring Pokemon to the Pokemon Let's Go games on the Switch, during these particular times, which is pretty much a whole month from the 4th of February to the 4th of March, you'll be able to have the chance to not only, you know, get more Meltan than usual, which means more candy, but you'll be able to also find a shiny. I haven't even beaten the Let's Go Meltan story research missions yet, and yet you can just use a mystery box? I guess because it's like the mystery box that you get from transferring, you know, is like a paywall in a way, so you are rewarded for that. But yeah, I actually have a mystery box, but I do not have Let's Go. The reason being is because Stella Contract has it, and I gave her some of my Pokemon that I've been catching over the years. So yeah, that's the reason why. And that's what that Switch button is there. Once you've connected to a Switch, that button is there in your party. All you gotta do is tap that, and then you do a transfer. I didn't actually record that, but we might at a later date, so I mean, I've got to renew my box, and I'll get into why that is later, because I only have the one mystery box. And I didn't know how to use it because I wanted to keep one box of everything, and Meltan kind of just went over my radar because I don't have Let's Go yet. And Melmetal and Meltan were effectively like a Pokemon Go thing that goes to Pokemon Let's Go, which you can do like normal. But I just thought, screw it, since I can get a shiny Meltan without even beating the mission, I'm going to pop it open. And I was confused as to why I didn't bump into a random encounter. I thought that the box would just have a Meltan in it. So yeah, this is my first time actually using the boxes, and when it comes to Pokemon Go these days, I don't look stuff up. It's kind of weird. But it's, like I said, it's kind of gone low-key, even though I've been playing it a lot more recently. And yeah, I pop it open, and nothing's happening, and I'm actually a little bit confused. And now I realise, hang on a minute, there's a time limit. You have 30 minutes when you use the box. And basically that means that that's your chance to just grind Meltan for candy. That's it, really, and just catch them. It just basically is an incense that prioritizes just the one Pokemon only, which is cool. I mean, it functions similarly, but I was like, well, where are they then if they're supposed to be appearing on an app? The thing is, they appear pretty close to you, and they are extremely tiny. I don't even see it right now, but it is actually on screen. As I swivel the camera there, I noticed it. So, of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to tap it, aren't I? There it is. Just having a little bit of a look around. See how tiny it actually is compared to me. See how tiny it is. It's ridiculous. And there he is, a wild Meltan. So, yeah, naturally I want to take a picture of it. So, back. Pokemon Go photo album in the description below of every single one of these videos. As I said before, that picture that I just took in particular is not actually in there because I took a better one with the AR. Of course, this is my first one, so I'm going to use a silver peanut berry in order to not only increase the chance like a raspberry, but with a peanut berry effect on doubling the candy because it's going to be the first catch in an Ultra Ball, and click, we get it. So that's a bit anticlimactic, isn't it? We just got our first Meltan already and I didn't even do the missions. Oh well. I've got a Meltan now. I can get Melmetal once I get 400 goddamn candy. Why is that so much? I mean, it's already quite hard to find these things in the first place. By the way, when Meltan was first hinted, never found one of those, well, a Meltan disguised as a Ditto throughout that entire event. It just never happened to me. I just never bumped into one, so that's why I never covered that. Just so you know. By the way, it did say in one of the in the Sinnoh update that move battles or big changes when it comes to trainer battles were changed. That's why there's two sets of moves. You have your same moves, but the powers are different. That's the only reason why I scrolled down there to show you that. But yeah, it's just a Meltan catching spree for the next half an hour. Of course, I didn't show off the entire half an hour. Only about 3 minutes or so, just catching a select few, mainly because, you know, you don't want to be seeing me catch these for a good while. So, but of course we're going to have a couple of these seen on screen, because this is pretty much the meat of the video right here. It's not the entirety of the video, however, because we still got more stuff to cover. Yeah, we're only halfway through the video, if you haven't noticed. There's a lot going on. So, this one's actually giving me a lot of trouble. I don't know why, because I guess as I say, we've come a long way from, like, when Legends were basically just, you know, Pokemon that just don't evolve. Even though we have, you know, Manaphy, but then we have its offspring Fiyun, that you can't evolve into Manaphy because they both hatch from their own eggs. But that means you can't breed Manaphy. It's unbreedable, because when you try to breed a Manaphy, you get a Fiyun instead, which is how you do it. A Manaphy and a Ditto. It's weird. I feel like it should evolve. But now we have actually evolved legendaries like, what was it called? Cosmog. And it has a second stage evolution I can't remember the name of, and then it becomes either Solgaleo or Lunana, depending if it's night or day, or the version you're playing. And now we have Meltan and Melmetal. It's weird. Anyway, there was a Electabuzz sitting right there that I'm not catching, and I had to zoom in just to see how tiny it is again, because I couldn't actually see it, and I didn't want to touch the Electabuzz, because I'm not entirely too sure if chaining is actually in Pokemon Go, because remember in the last video when we had the Totodile Community Day, I was catching whatever. I mean, obviously Totodile appears a lot more often, I was catching a lot of them. I did break the chain by catching other Pokemon that did show up, and yet I still got 4 shinies. I still got 4 shiny Totodiles, and of course, with all the candy, I not only got myself a couple of extra Croconaws and a Feraligatr, but I also evolved 2 of those shinies, one into a Feraligatr, all the way to a Feraligatr, one kept as a Croconaw, so I had 2 shiny Totodiles, 1 shiny Croconaw, 1 shiny Feraligatr. So I had each stage in the shiny, and the other Totodile was just a bonus. But yeah, and I had so much candy, I might as well have done so, because it takes 100 to get from the second to the third stage. No, the first to the second stage, and 25 from the basic to the first stage, using Pokemon card terminology here, while we're just catching more Meltans here. I keep saying one, I keep wanting to say Melmetals, I don't know why. But that was another Meltan. But as you see, I'm having a lot of trouble, like, catching these things. I'm not getting a single nice, even though I'm trying to curve the ball. Because whenever a Pokemon is close to me, like a Pidgey or a Rattata, it's really hard for me to do, like, just a normal flick. Just a normal, very daintily little flick in order to get, like, a nice or something, because they're so close. And if I curve it, I really have to launch it, and I catch the top of their heads. I can't get a nice on them. And that's our shiny! Look at that! We got ourselves our shiny. I'm sorry for the cut there. That was me trying to get an AR picture, but it just didn't want to work out. Of course it was a shiny, I'm willing to do it. Spoilers, I did not bump into another shiny, but this is the shiny of the day. Yeah, this is my 4th Meltan right now. 4th one, and already a shiny. Didn't find a shiny throughout all the rest of them that I caught though. I think I caught about 13? 14? I know I transferred 2 of them because they were extremely weak, just for some extra candy, but I kept most of them. And that's our shiny right there. Already have a shiny Meltan. I keep trying to spin it around, it won't let me. There we are. There's a blue tail. All the other ones have a red tail, and they're all little mini lightning bolts as well. Probably where it gets its electric typing, because it's, I believe it's like electric metal. Pretty sure. Yeah. By the way, Mystical Mon, and you can transfer it, but you can't transfer Mew because you have to buy a bloody Pokeball Joy-Con that only has literally 2 buttons and a joystick. You what, mate? Not buying that for a Mew. That's dumb. I mean, just make it a DLC for like a $5. I mean, you shouldn't even have to do that. Just make it like a bloody mystery gift or something. I don't know. But yeah. I'm going in here again because I'm just amazed at this point that it's just like I'm able to now get Meltan, and not only that, shiny Meltan, and yet I still haven't got the guaranteed one from the mission. It just don't add up to me. So yeah, at this point I'm just catching a couple more, trying to get the most out of my box as possible because I don't want to waste them all. I will guarantee you that when I do actually get those missions done, I will make milestone videos on actually covering those captures. And if there's multiple, I'll do that at once, and if not, I'll just do a clip thing like usual. Yeah, but I don't know how you guys actually like these new style of Pokemon Go videos. I mean, my Pokemon Go videos vary in terms of how good they go, but it's like, oh, I mean, we now have an intro for it. We've got like the actual background of it. We're not just uploading the VOD directly to YouTube. I actually edit them now, and yet it's like some of them do well, some of them don't do well, and some of the shitty ones do better, and some of the better ones do worse. I don't know. This series is all over the place, and I don't even keep up with it that much anymore myself. It's weird. This is a very weird series of what I've done. I mean, when I started it, it was really just like having fun and just mapping it out, and then it was all these updates, and it's like, well, really the only important things now are just raids, really. Unless there is an update that allows me to go walking around. I mean, most of the time I don't normally walk around and have excellent finds anymore. As you see here, I wanted to make sure that the mystery box was still in my inventory, because I remember it saying that you have to wait for the box to recharge in the update notes for the Shiny Meltan event, which is, you know, from pretty much a couple of days ago to, yeah, the 4th of February to the 4th of March. So I was checking the box to see if I still actually had it, because I thought it was a consumable and not like, you know, your infinite egg incubator. But it's kind of similar there. You have to, you not only just have to recharge, you also have to, well, you have to wait out the time and then do a transfer in order to actually be usable again. It's weird. It has a cooldown time, but then you have to reactivate it, and then you can use it. It's weird. And as you can see here, I was having trouble trying to like flick my ball to try and catch it. It weren't working. This is what I was on about. I'm trying to do like dainty little flicks, and it just wasn't going. The ball just wasn't going. So I tried a curve there, and I still didn't get the nice or the great. I just can't even get a nice, and that's what's annoying me. It's like that's probably why I have so much trouble catching Rattatas and Pidgeys. They're the most basic Pokemon, but because they're in your face, you can't get a good shot. It's annoying. That's one of my weaker ones. So I do a jump cut here because I was about to actually finish. I kind of just sat there for a moment thinking, do I want to continue recording in case if I bump into a shiny, or should I just wait until I bump into it? But here, I record this one because it just popped up and I actually got a nice curve on it. Yay! So that is happiness right there. That is pure happiness, because it was like, okay, that's the last one I'm going to record. I actually got a curveball on it, and I feel chuffed about that. So, of course, for the next half an hour, or for the next 20 minutes, I do not show, but I do actually do a jump cut here because, well, this was after my box had run out. I go down to see that the box is indeed still there, but I have to wait for 3 days, and it says after the 3 days are up, you have to do a transfer in order for it to be reactivated. And here's my haul for the day. One shiny and all those. In fact, some of them are pretty powerful. Look at that, 799 right there. And 2 Electabuzz, because those Electabuzz were still hanging around after my thing ran out. My box ran out, so that was pretty cool. But the reason why I was actually recording here, other than that, was because that this Palkia has hatched and the other Palkia is just about to hatch, even though it already has hatched. So I'm in between 2 Palkias. This one's got no one fighting against it. And spoiler warning, no one went for that Palkia. And that one was about to hatch. So I would have said that I would have made a jump cut to go there, but after a few laps around the Sainsbury's car park in Raintree, no one showed up and they were both about to expire, so that's not cool. So I guess I'll have to leave it for another day. Thankfully, they're available for the whole month. Never mind, because I decided to check the Braintree Pokemon Go community messenger, and yeah, they were already planning to meet up at 12:05, which was like 5 minutes before it disappeared, which was like, no, you can't do this to me. I need this. So yes, it only just came out a couple of days ago, and we're already fighting, and maybe even attempt to catch a Palkia. Little jump cut here in order to get, because we were just sitting there waiting for the 2-minute timer to run out. And yes, we're in a raid. So yeah, how do you like that, guys? 4 legends: a Raikou, an Articuno, a Palkia, and a Meltan. A whole bunch of Meltan. 4 legends in one video. You cannot say that I have put this off for good reason. Ridiculous. I think that the last time we had that was 2 raids with Registeals, which we caught both of them, and a Mewtwo, which was a legendary raid, which was exclusive, which is no longer exclusive at the time, because I think now is... Well, I actually haven't had another exclusive raid available. I haven't even seen them appear. So, yeah, that's thing. But yeah, this Palkia, by the way, we've only got 7 people, which is why this was actually quite tough for me, because... obviously I'm only level 31, everyone was like level 35 to 40, but this dude was wrecking my shit. Even if I was resisting his attacks, I mean, I know he's got insane CP, that's the whole point, I was getting sweat, because like, even if he was taking me down with normal attacks, even there, when I was trying to dodge that Hydro Pump, he got me, because I just didn't dodge it properly. Look, he's just knocked me out with a normal attack, then he uses Hydro Pump and immediately knocks out another one of my mons. I've just lost 2 mons within 2 attacks. It's like, seriously? That's ridiculous, but we're already more than halfway through. We're getting there, and I'll say this right now, even though I like the concept of time more than space, and you would think that Dialga would be my go-to mon, I actually prefer Palkia's design above Dialga, even though Raw Time is like a Dragon-type Hyper Beam, effectively. Spatial Render is actually a lot more reliable, because it's pretty much a what was it? It's a Psychic-type Hyper... No, a Psychic-type Strength, effectively, in terms of... Strength, yeah. So I got knocked out, but I just jumped straight back in because I was not about that life. I have my Grass Knot Bloom from the previous video, and he got one-shotted by an attack again. That's fair, isn't it? So little Roselia here, a little tiny little sprout, is just going to pretty much withstand the test of space. I was going to say the test of time, but that's the wrong mon. That will available yet. Watch that be the Pokemon for March. Guaranteed. And speaking of guaranteed, it will probably be the next month after that. It will be Giratina. So I'm just whacking it with the puns right here. Punkymon. Nah, that didn't work at all. That was terrible. I was stretching for that one. But hey, 7 golden raz, 6 rare candies. I can't complain with that. I need more rare candies. Need to pour them into either my Swabloos to get an Altaria, which I'm getting really close to, by the way. So that's another milestone we're coming up to, because that's taking a while to grind. And of course, I need to evolve another Magikarp for a Gyarados, which I have 3 of. So, take a picture of you. That was actually a very nice pose, showing off your pearls, I guess. Because he does have them in his shoulders, have you not noticed that? I also like how he has wings. He has wings, yeah, I don't think he can learn fly. I never taught my Palkia fly. He's also Psychic type, so he should be able to fly. But not with the wings, with the mind. Got a nice on that one, but yeah, it's not going to be good enough. It's a legendary. So yeah, we're in this catching phase again. I was actually nailing the curve throws here. And you know the routine. You do a golden raspberry, and then once that berry wears off, go for an Nana berry, because he's probably going to be jumping like crazy or attacking like mad. So you want to keep that stifled, with at the same time, you know, chuck a couple of those golden razes. Hopefully catch it on the actual golden raz, because that's like, or get the good curved, well, that's the raz, because that has more of a higher chance. Keep getting greats and nices. Can't complain with that. I just need to get that excellent. I hardly ever get excellence. So yeah, that's annoying. And I'm not about using silver pinab berries on this one. I need to have the highest chance with legendaries, because I just have the worst luck. And well, that didn't wobble, but we didn't actually get a nice on that one, even though it looked like it was supposed to be an excellent, because the circle was barely visible. In fact, I was actually taught a little technique on about catching Pokemon in this game, and it was called locking the capture circle. because when the circle appears and it pulses in, when it lands like that, you get a great. If it's almost barely visible, then you get an excellent. Basically, what you do is that you hold your ball so that the capture circle's there, and then when a Pokemon attacks, it obviously you can't catch it because it's just going to bounce the ball back. But when that happens, the pulsing of the inner circle, which determines your nice, great, or excellent rating on hitting the Pokeball, that stops. So if you chuck the ball right when his attack's ending, and if it hits him right when he's about to be captured again, basically you've hit him on the exact same point that the circle was before he attacked. So the circle does not move during a Pokemon's attack, so if you time it, you can pretty much time your throws. And even though I didn't use it for this strategy, because I didn't know about the strategy until after this capture, I got an excellent curve on a Golden Raz, and bang, we got it. 2 balls left. And that, my friends, is another legendary added to the pile. Not the best in terms of CP, I will say, but it's up there. It's actually up there with my highest Mons, funnily enough. And yeah, it's got that Hydro Pump, and we all know that that's quite strong. It's even boosted today, so that, because it was quote-unquote raining, even though it was actually quite a decent day. It was like 10 degrees, and it wasn't raining at all. It was just like mid-cloudy, because we actually did have sun. But with that, guys, that is all I actually have to show for today. That was today and 2.5 weeks in the past worth of Pokemon Go content. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next time for whatever we do. And Lord Helix bestows us with his presence, because as I fought a level 3 or higher raid, he was the reward. So you know what, I'm going to try and catch him, and of course I have trouble with him and not the legendary. Funny that. But hey, I got a nice curve on the Great Ball. He is great. He is our Lord and Savior. We'll end off with this video, with this for the video. So in the next episode, guys, any more raids, any more good finds, I'll be probably doing them in the mashup just like this. See you guys then.